Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, March 2, 2023. The Constitutional Reform Committee, which will play a key role in ensuring Jamaica's smooth transition to a republic, has now been constituted. Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs Marlene Malahoo Fort made the disclosure during Wednesday's meeting of the Standing Finance Committee of the House. She says the committee began its work on March 1.
The committee has been established to assist us in the process, to provide advice and oversight as we move on the most comprehensive and impactful constitutional reform work to be undertaken in the life of independent Jamaica.
The committee will be assisted by a secretariat which is now being put together. The work will be done in 3 phases, with the first phase to be primarily done in the 2023-24 financial year and focus on those matters that require a vote by the electorate.
It is our intention to transition Jamaica from a constitutional monarchy to establish the Republic of Jamaica within the Commonwealth as a parliamentary republic with a non-executive president.
Government will be spending over $7 billion on capital projects to upgrade Jamaica's water infrastructure in the upcoming 2023-24 fiscal year. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Matthew Samuda, says it represents the largest investment made in the sector to date.
This is the most amount of capital projects ever done on our water infrastructure. In building additional storage, in replacing old rotting pipelines, as we target reduction of non-revenue water, as we target increased storage and greater resilience in our water sector.
The figure is a significant increase over the $4 billion worth of investment made last year. Minister Samuda gave the update as he addressed the Caribbean Maritime University's inaugural Port Royal Lecture Series. It was held earlier this week at the institution's Palisados Park campus. The Ministry of Agriculture is providing support to 305 farmers in St. Elizabeth to lessen the effects of the current dry season conditions. The assistance is being provided through the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA's intervention strategies. The ministry says $4.4 million has been spent trucking water to 283 farmers, providing water tanks to 12 farmers, and obtaining irrigation piping for another 10. Other RADA interventions have involved the installation of drip irrigation systems covering 14 acres and impacting 400 farmers. The natural water storage capacity has been enhanced through the installation of pond liners for 8 farmers. The Pedro Plains Agricultural Irrigation Expansion Project that will lift water from the Black River to the Pedro Plains of southern St. Elizabeth is being built at the same time to help 4,000 farmers. The ministry has set aside another $5 million for farmers who require more assistance. And the National Irrigation Commission continues to provide substantial water delivery. The Ministry of Health and Wellness will be undertaking a national household survey on drug use across Jamaica. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton launched the 2023 National Drug Prevalence Study on March 1. It will be undertaken through the National Council on Drug Abuse, NCDA, and funded by the National Health Fund, NHF, to the tune of $7.5 million. The survey will generate data on all psychoactive substances in use by the populace, but emphasis will be placed on alcohol misuse.
Because we have really not done a significant deep dive as it relates to alcohol consumption and alcohol abuse. And this is very important as part of the overarching response to substance abuse.
The study's findings will inform a national alcohol policy and support the development of evidence-based prevention, treatment, and harm reduction programs.
Part of our response is to gather information, because we don't act based on anecdotes. Anecdotes gives an indication of a particular scenario. An anecdote justifies further probing of that scenario. And so in collecting that data and identifying the challenge, we thought it was relevant to engage in a deep dive and use that deep dive to assess substance abuse generally, but alcohol abuse in particular is a very big part of the health-related challenges that we have in our society.
The 2023 National Drug Prevalence Study will be carried out in conjunction with the Center for Leadership and Governance at the University of the West Indies, MONA, and the Inter-American Drug Abuse Control Commission of the Organization of American States. The country's last drug prevalence survey was conducted in 2016 and prior to that in 2001. And finally, the Transformation Implementation Unit, TIU, has resumed its annual public sector debate competition. The competition, which started in 2019, was halted due to the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Executive Director of the TIU, Maria Thompson-Walters, says the competition is an opportunity for employees to influence the discourse on building a better public sector and shaping their place of work. It will engage teams in parliamentary-style debating on matters relating to public sector transformation and current affairs. Ms. Thompson-Walters says it is expected to help assess what has already been achieved under the transformation journey and explore how to advance the work to further benefit the public service and citizens. This year, the competition is scheduled to take place between April and June. It is open to all public sector entities, and they are invited to register to participate via the TIU's website. Registration ends March 17. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.